Hello and welcome to Incremental Factory. We're going to start a factory today capable of producing 5 rockets per minute. I'm not quite sure it's feasible to launch 5 rockets on a continual basis because that would require spending the white science that it earns as fast as we earn it, which I'm not sure is possible at this point in the game, but we're going to find out. My skills are, most of them are maxed out. I've been earning about 1,000 prestige points per run, so that's been very helpful. There's just a couple odds and ends that are left to complete, as well as some really big cost ones here. Map here, there's all in one parcel on the map right now, the headquarters. Alright, first thing I want to do is just build a whole bunch of stuff in the headquarters here to unlock the materials and to get some building supplies to work with. So that just unlocks everything there. We're going to create some building materials. Alright, so I've built just a handful of stuff real quick to get materials flowing in so we can start this process. The first thing I'm going to do is add a basic parcel on the map here. Actually, we're going to make an advanced parcel. Call it power. And put some power plants in. Alright, I have that parcel maxed out, 35 coal miners, 70 coal plants. Should give us enough power to get going for a little bit. Next step would be take this basic parcel I have. I have a blueprint here for red science. It has everything inside of it required to produce 1 science. We're going to get that going right away. It has a research center and everything inside of it, so that way I can do the research. We're going to build the start of our construction materials factory. It won't, just to get it started so we're not waiting on materials too long. This will be doing all iron. This will be doing all plates. In our advanced parcel, it'll be just doing coal. This will go to here and to here for now. This will be doing stones. This will be doing kilns. And we got to unlock steel so that we can put some steel mills in. Don't have a whole lot of materials right now, so just getting it set up though. Alright, that'll get us steel and bricks coming in. Let's move these down a tad. Add another advanced parcel for gears. I'll come back through and max this stuff out. Looks like there's maxing out already, but 106 buildings already, so that's good. The materials are working. This will just get us some materials up and running. I'm going to fine tune this in a little bit here, but all these parcels have maxed out buildings in them. They all contain 1 building, whether it be kilns, stone miners, iron miners, plates, steel mill, gears. So they're all maxed out, as many buildings as possible in the parcel. So we'll generate materials quite quickly. Let's go ahead and spend some research points. We should have enough red by this point to spend all of it. Now next up is green science, but to do that we have to get Gen 1 chips ready. This is not going to be the final setup, but I do have a blueprint for Gen 1 chips. Creates 2 Gen 1 chips per blueprint. So I'm going to buy 3 of those. This is just to get us some stored up so that we have some stuff to build with. Next up is green science. For that we're getting the basic parcel creating copper cables. We're going to need 12 copper cables per tick, which is 6 of those, 6 of these, 12 of these, and I think 2 or 3 of these. So I'll do copper cables. Do another advanced parcel for green science. Green science will be Gen 1 chip factory times 2, so on a 2 blueprints of those, which will create 4 Gen 1 chips per tick. And then all we gotta do is add a green science factory and a research center in here. And set these over here, and that's green science set up already. Alright, this isn't producing that 1 per tick because we're out of energy. So let's go to back here. Let's start a basic setup for what's going to be my permanent power plants, which is a large parcel of mining coal only. And that goes into 3 advanced parcels doing power. I'm just going to set up 1 for now because I'm probably going to come close to the parcel limit, but we will set up 3 per. These will be outputting coal ash, and that should fix my energy problem. In fact, let's go ahead and add a second one. I should have enough parcels. That we have power ironed out, let's go ahead and do some green research. Let's do a construction hub. Let's do oil processing. We'll reduce energy consumption. We'll upgrade the parcel limits. We'll reduce energy consumption again, and that's all we have right now. So I won't start setting up stuff permanently until I unlock this high-tech parcels. Once I unlock high-tech parcels, then we will have some permanent setups going. We're still waiting on red science, so let's go ahead and first keep it slightly organized. Move green science down over here. Let's add another basic parcel of doing red science so that way we can double our output of red science. I'm selecting these as outputs just so that I can see a visual representation on the map of what it's producing. Now that we've unlocked the construction hub, while we're waiting we can build a large parcel and do some extra storage since we're going to be burning through materials quite quickly. Let's put a construction hub in here so that its materials are accessible anywhere. And drag some stuff in here so we double our storage capacity. We have enough research to unlock Gen 2 chips now. That will get us going on the next stage. So Gen 2 chips, let's do a setup for that. This one will be slightly permanent. Got a basic one to mine in stone. Max out the stone on this one. And do some advanced parcels. This advanced parcel will be doing silicone and quartz. Alright, so 9 coal miners, 36 quartz miners, 36 silicone factories. That'll export silicone at 36 per tick. I will come back and name these in a minute. So we also need some oxygen. Again, as I save up materials, I'll come back and max these parcels out. We need, let's see, 72 oxygen per tick, so that's only 44, so we will have to come back and add some more to that. This will be silicon oxidation furnaces. Silicon and oxygen, which we just made. And 36 of these. They require 1,000 steel, 1,000 bricks, so it's going to take a minute to build these, but there will be 36 of them. Alright, this parcel here will be the Gen 2 chip factories. Our end goal here is 36 of these, which would be 36 per tick. For that we'll need some more basic parcels. One making oil. And one making plastic. So plastic would be 12 oil refineries and 12 plastic plants. As soon as we get materials, we'll come back and build those. Alright, so this is going to be our Gen 2 chip factory setup on a permanent basis. Actually, we'll have 3 of these setups, but this is 36 silicone per tick. This will be 72 oxygen per tick, creating 36 SiO2, silicon dioxide. Those will go to the Gen 2 chip factory. This oil will be producing 12 plastic factories, which will make 36 plastic per tick, which will go into the Gen 2 chip factory. So that'll make 36 Gen 2 chips per tick. We just have to wait for materials to build up to max out all the buildings that are needed to build this. These are all going to go into a large parcel with a construction hub so that we have some materials to work with. Start stocking them up. Construction hub is somewhere in here. That's that. Now we'll probably go back and fix our Gen 1 chip factory because we're going to need a boatload of those to build these buildings. Alright, while we're waiting for materials to build up, let's start blue science. It won't be to ratio right away, but we'll need 2 basic parcels, 1 large parcel. Well, the basic parcel will be doing oil. This will be doing sulfur, which means we'll need some oil refineries. We really got to get the blue science done so that we can get the high-tech parcels unlocked so that we can build our permanent factories. So this will be blue chips from here, sulfur from here, and a blue science factory. Alright, so you might be asking why I chose a large parcel for this blue science. There's only 2 buildings in this parcel. That is because I'm going to load it with productivity beacons once we unlock those. So that should be enough blue science to get our high-tech parcel unlocked finally. And now we can start setting some permanent builds up. We're going to start with the Gen 1 chip factory. Before we get started on our Gen 1 chip factory, let's add a couple of parcels down here to our building so that we generate materials faster. This will be more iron mines. And this will be more stone mines. That'll ensure we're creating bricks and steel at the fastest rate possible right now. Alright, so the Gen 1 chip factory we're going to create is going to be capable of producing 100 Gen 1 chips per tick. That's without beacons. With beacons, it'll be close to 300 per tick. But we're not going to do beacons until we unlock white science so that we can do just the highest tier beacon. Not going to mess around with the lower tier ones. So for 100 Gen 1 chips per tick, we're going to need 200 silicone per tick. So let's do some advanced parcels for that. These will be producing silicone. Again, I'm building materials pretty quickly, so just takes a minute to build them up, max them out. Anyways, these are going to do silicone. I'll just set them up real quick so you can see what I'm doing. These are silicone. These will be all basically 100 per. This will put out 100 silicone per tick. I have to do 2 of them because I can't throughput. Throughput is limited to 64 silicone, so I need 2 factories to be able to transfer the throughput enough. This is quartz. This is quartz as well. And then we need a high-tech parcel doing stone. And finally a basic parcel doing coal. Quartz to the silicone factories, stone to the quartz factories, and this will be silicone out, and this will go to the Gen 2 chip factories, or Gen 1 chip factories. Next up is cable. We're going to need 150 cable per tick. Again, that'll be 2 buildings because we need 2 points of contact because we're limited to 64. And we need 150, which is going to be 75 per Gen 2 parcel. So these will be doing cable. Then we'll need some high-tech parcels doing, this will be doing copper plates. This will be doing copper. We're not going to bother. We're just going to max it out. That's doing copper. This is doing copper plates. Another high-tech parcel doing coal, which we'll also use for the aluminum in a minute. So coal or copper to here, coal down to here. Copper plates to the cable factories. I don't need 100 of them, but I need 75 of them. Same thing down here. And that is copper cables being produced. And finally, we're going to need a parcel doing aluminum and a parcel doing bauxite. Bauxite will be just maxed out because I'm not going to bother calculating it. Coal will also come from here to there. This will be, we need 50 per tick of aluminum. Get a nice little bonus for being alone building in the parcel. There's 50, we'll do 1 extra. And these all need to go to a these can go to 2 Gen 2 chip factories. Each one of these is going to have 50 Gen 1 chip plants. So each one of these will be 50. The rest of them will be left empty to fill with beacons once we unlock them. Alright, so there is 50 Gen 1 chip factories inside here that requires 150 cable. A line from here to here is only 64. This is 128. So we're going to have to add the wrong parcel type. haven't unlocked it yet, so let's see if I have enough to unlock it. The node parcel right here. So add the node parcel, we can just drop that in here, draw a line from here to here, set this to export it as well, so it's just a transfer station, and come back into here. So that'll be 64, 64, and 22, which will be 150. This will just pick up the slack. See if I can draw it fast enough so you can see it in action. Probably not. So that's going to be 64 from here, 64 from here, and 22 from here. But that will basically give us 50 Gen 1 chips. Now let's hook up the silicone. Same situation, that needs 72. We can only transport 64, so we have to draw them both spots. And one from the aluminum. So a little sloppy in there, but it is what it is. That is now creating 100 Gen 1 chips per tick. We're going to put this into 2 large parcels with construction hubs. And I got to create some more power because we were running low on power.